I just wanted to thank everybody for the assistance they're giving by donating to the GoFundMe. I'm overwhelmed with the response that we've got, and I'm hopeful that I can still stay in Barbados, as I don't really want to go back to the UK. The eviction has come as a dreadful shock to me, because that was not the idea in the very first place. But I've got to accept that the law has come down on the side of the new owner. And really and truthfully, it's my home and it's my business. You know, I'm just, I don't know. What I'm trying to do, obviously, to stay here is to find somewhere where I can live, and obviously possibly get a piece of land where I may be able to put a container or something on it that I could live peacefully. I love Barbados for the fact that it's a sunny island and the people are quite kind and quite good, or at least most of them are. And it's just a more relaxed way of living than the hustle and bustle in England. We started off really as a boarding kennel, but we saw so many malnourished dogs struggling to survive on the streets that it became a habit to start picking them up and trying to help them get well. We were unprepared really to spend so much money on their welfare. It used to cost us quite a lot of money to get them vaccinated and cleaned up of mange and stuff like that. So fortunately, the boarding part of the business, if we had a full house, paid for the maintenance of the rescue dogs. And that is a big problem on the island. There are far too many dogs here, and we really do need a government organised spay and neuter. But unfortunately, adult dogs here are not often adopted. People here tend to want puppies and kittens that they can train themselves. But adult dogs, which we find, are often dogs that have either been involved in dog fighting, where they've been used as bait dogs, or they've been used as constantly bred, because people do not realise that a bitch will come in season every 6 months of the year. Once they're in season, if people don't know what a season is, they'll find that in a few weeks' time the dog is getting fat, and all of a sudden she's producing puppies. Turfed out when they're not wanted anymore, when they've lost their cuteness and whatever. We do need a government organised spay and neuter, or some sort of legislation brought in that dogs cannot be bred here. We did have an offer of a beautiful piece of land up in Haywoods, and it would have been ideal if I was 30 years younger. But it's, you know, I'm very, very thankful for the offer, but it was far too far away for me. At 90, I can't be stuck out in a wild area where there's no contact and that. And I'm very, very, very thankful for the fact that they offered it, but I'm still looking at the moment. I've not made up my mind at all. I'm looking for a little piece of land in the St Philip or Christchurch area, something that a chattel house could go on. It's not got to be big, 6,000 or 7,000 square feet, I think, is available. If anything like that is available. I can't really afford to buy enough land to put kennels on.